watch the Sixers last night?
I'm getting a lot of heat from Conway. He's really breaking my chops because I told you the story when Embiid came to the JCC.
I consider you like a guru, and I consider you to be very, very good at what you do. And I feel like I just want to be able to dig in it and understand, the basic fundamentals of how you business develop. And I work with a lot of people, and they have a lot of different concepts and ideas about business development. And a lot of times, like they have this idea of just being able to, acquire relationships without even doing the work to be able to acquire relationships. And it takes a whole lot more work, and it takes a whole lot more dedication. And there's a science, there's an art involved to it. And I wanted to know from you, what do you primarily do to be able to develop relationships? So you talked about a little bit earlier you inherited a lot of contacts from your mother and your stepfather, but that doesn't keep you in business, right? So you have to continue.
Correct.
The ground.
Yes, that does not.
So,
and to be honest with you, when I switched over from the residential market to the contract commercial market, I thought going into it that I was actually going to parlay those contacts. Nope.
No, man.
I think I had maybe 2 firms or 3 firms that did both contract and residential, and I was able to do some business with both. Yeah. But for me, what has always been, I think, the first step has been I'm a willing participant to learn and to ask people to tell me what they feel is going to be beneficial in this particular, if it's a job, if it's a project, if it's really anything. I've always tried to seek out good advice. And I've done that throughout the course of my life because, I've just been in these positions over, from family to professional, that you must have a good brain trust in order to rely on, because if you don't, somebody's going to give you really bad advice. You're going to make a bad decision, and it could change literally the course of the rest of your life. I mean, that's really how serious it is. So, that old saying when your parents were telling us when we were young, don't hang out with those bad kids because they're bad influences. They were right. I mean, they really were right. So we got to be, you surround yourself with people better than you has also been another strategy of mine. People like you, people that see things differently than I do, have different experiences, have different, just upbringings, and have, I think, a better strategy in certain aspects that maybe I don't have. I've also used, I've stolen a lot of things or borrowed a lot of things from people over the years. People have given me good advice. I've taken it and I've just applied it to my own life, and I give it out like it was my own advice.
Right.
I do that. So, one of the things for me, business development wise, making contacts has always been eye contact, and just speaking to somebody and giving them the proper, respect that they deserve when they're talking to you and you're talking to them. And just trying to ask, hey, how can I help you? It's not always about what you can do for them. It's how can you help them? And I think a lot of people get lost in that. So that's been a good strategy for me. And also, just when I don't know something, not being afraid to ask the question and find out the answer, and also admit that I don't know the answer, but I will get you the answer, and I will get it faster than any other person, and follow up with you. So it just gives me another reason to follow up. So, sometimes you got to take the lemon that's thrown at you and just turn lemonades out of it. And that's what I try to do.